Well, everybody, welcome. Thank you for coming to Baseballism Scottsdale tonight. We're really excited to have you all here, and obviously really pumped that baseball is finally back. So spring training's here, and it's the best time of year, that's for sure. And without any further ado, I know you guys know who these two are, but Ross Stripling and Cooper Surles here from the Big Swing podcast. So give them a warm welcome, please.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out there. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we got it figured out. Thanks for hanging out. This is our first live podcast ever. We have never done anything like this. We're very excited. Thank y'all so much for coming. We have no idea what to expect. So we're gonna have Kyle Farmer, we're gonna have Alanna Rizzo come up, and then we're gonna open it up to questions from you guys. Anything is on the table except for Astros. No Astros talk tonight, please. But man, we are so excited to have you guys here.
Yeah, and give it up for Baseballism. Round of applause. Yes. And now pat your head and rub your belly at the same time. No one? Okay. Yeah, so we want to just kind of start off talking about the journey of the big swing. We started, I think, January 30th of last year, and we've had a lot of fun with it. I mean, we've had guests all the way from baseball players to decorated war veterans, and it's just been fun way for Ross and I to kind of connect and hang out during the season. So, Ross, I'll start with you. What's your favorite episode?
Yeah, good question. My favorite episode, you pretty much unanimously say Rich Hill. How many guys, or how many of you listened to that one? Got some hands in there. Rich just has an unbelievable story, and actually that day ended up being a very emotional one for him. He actually got hurt in that game. And after the game, I came up to him and said, like, man, let's bang the podcast. We don't have to do this. And he's like, no, I want to do it. And we went to a podcast studio, and he got very emotional talking about his journey, so much, though, that we ended up cutting almost 5 minutes of Rich Hill crying. It was just very emotional, and then talk about his son and his foundation that he's made for his son. And that was my favorite. And now we've come a long way since that one. That was in, maybe like May of last year. Coop, what do you think?
Yeah, if anyone's listened to the podcast, we do the Beast of the Week, and Ross is notorious for pandering. And so I'm going to pander. I think Alanna was my favorite episode. You just kind of see, honestly, you see how much of a pro she is. I mean, it's similar and it rivals like baseball players coming from AAA or AA, single A, making it to the pros. And it's a similar journey for Alanna, starting in Wichita Falls and kind of growing, and then now to see where she is now. I think a few people out there in line talked about it and said she inspires them as a woman every day, and to see her kind of empower women and just be an absolute pro at her job is really cool to see. And then you get her in a podcast setting, and it just doesn't stop. Like, you can just keep going just like you were on the field. So I really enjoyed doing that one.
Well, one thing we want to do is certainly thank Baseballism and Ben here. I mean, my gosh, we see a bunch of Baseballism stuff out there that you guys have bought today or already had.
Yeah, second-time swinger. How does it feel?
It feels great. I've never thought I wanted to be a swinger, but this is nice.
Well, you're fully a swinger, so this is what it is.
Now.
Yeah.
Well, the Dodgers were one of, I believe, 2 Cactus League games that were played today. You obviously went over and man, you got, was it the whole crew? Oral, Joe, yourself?
All of us. We are televising every single spring training game on Sportsnet LA this
That's
spring.
Awesome.
So yes, today was one of 30 whatever, one of probably 200 games, because 162 in the regular season, and of course all of your postseason throughout the World Series.
Yeah, you guys are busy. How was it? Do you have to knock a little rust off or ready
Yeah, I
to
think
go?
it's spring training for all of us, for sure. I think everybody has to exercise those muscles again, but it's so much fun to be back with Joe and Oral and our entire production crew. As you can see, a lot more goes into it when it comes to the production of things. So they're great. They're pros. They're talented. They love each other. Oral and Joe are such a good mix. I mean, Oral literally is actually twice the age of Joe, and they're BFF. And it's great, and it's good to be with those guys, and it's good to get things going.
So when we had you on the first time, you talked a lot about your footwear and how important that was on the field. The wedges were your choice.
Yes.
I'm wondering how you dealt with the mud today. Was that a factor?
The mud wasn't too bad. As much as I hate to give the Giants any sort of credit, their grounds crew,
we don't have to do that.
Their grounds crew was really good. They were able to put all the turfus on the infield. They had the field covered since last night, so that was fine. The infield was fine. They vacuumed out a bunch of stuff that had pools of water. They were drying the field, so it was actually okay. I thought it was ridiculous, honestly, that we were playing today, considering most of the Cactus League games were canceled. I was very nervous for any of our guys to get hurt You don't want, your MVP slipping in the outfield and tearing an ACL.
Which MVP?
Well, the only one that played today was Cody. Tomorrow we get to see Mookie Betts, and I'm not sure when Kirsch is taking the mound for a Cactus League game. But you're right, though. We have 3. Or you guys, not me. I don't play. You guys have 3 MVPs.
No, you're the MVP.
Alanna, you're the real MVP.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
But no, it was fine. Nobody got hurt. It was okay. The Dodgers won. Not that it matters, but it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, very thankful that nobody gets hurt in a game like that. I think most of us, I was telling people this a few minutes ago, we were sitting in the meeting this morning, it was 9 a.m., and every 5 minutes, Doc or someone was like, any updates, are we still playing? I'd be like, all right, we're still playing. We just couldn't believe it. It was pouring down rain until 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I was surprised that they got it in today, but they did, and here we are.
Yeah, well, thankful no one got hurt.
Foundation, Guidry's Guardian, right?
Yep, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm very, very passionate about my job, and honestly, this job allows me to do what I do for the dogs. I work for the Dodgers, so I can help the Dodger dogs. I have a foundation by the name of Guidry's Guardian Foundation, and basically, long story short, it's a foundation named after my dog Guidry, who I adopted in 2009, who unfortunately passed away in July when we were in Washington. We were in the middle of a game, and I found out. And I strive to raise money. It's 100% donation based. So I strive to raise money to get dogs out of high kill shelters, which all LA City County shelters are high kill, and off of the streets to pay for the medical and whatever they need to get them more adoptable. So unfortunately, there are so many dogs that need homes, and I'm a big rescue and adoption advocate. And if we could really kind of preach spay and neuter to be more on the preventative side, yeah, I love dogs more than people. But that's what Guidry's Guardian Foundation is about trying to save as many dogs as we possibly can.
Well, Alanna, please keep up the good work with that.
Thank
It's
you.
absolutely amazing. And I want to just take a second to say how awesome Alanna is. She's all I've known since I've been in the big leagues, so I don't have anyone to compare her to, but I don't imagine
I'm pretty great. Doesn't
anyone.
matter. Whoever's next. You're
There's
not
no way
gonna like
anyone's
it.
any better. We had a meeting the other day, first team meeting. Every person that is remotely associated with the Dodgers is in this meeting, and there's a Alanna Rizzo highlight video because it just highlighted how awesome she was and how just positive she is all the time. On our side, she never puts us in an awkward situation, which can be tough to do sometimes, especially as we've seen this off-season stuff that's gone down. So, Alanna, thank you so much for everything that you do.
My pleasure. You literally are